Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial in Blender where I'll show you how to model this kind of shape. Okay, so if I rotate the object in the viewport, you might be thinking that I'm using some kind of fancy boolean or some other different workflow. Trust me, no, I'm using simple Blender's own native tool like inset, bevel, and using that loop tool which everybody uses and very much useful add-on, that one. So that is only one add-on, and there is another one I must say, that is a F2 add-on, but that I will be using at an advanced stage in this model. So the focus of this tutorial is that this object, though it looks very simple, while trying to model it, I started with some incorrect approach. I took a different approach and faced a lot of problem. So I will show you step by step why I did and how I have changed my modeling approach and why I did it. Because for many modeling challenge that people do, they don't normally think. They just follow some tutorial and blindly implement that. But here in my channel, I will show you the why behind each design approach so that we can actually solidify our learning as we progress in our learning career. Okay, so this tutorial might be a bit lengthy, but if you promise me that you will stay till the end, you will go with lot of learning. I can promise you that. Okay, so let's move this model aside. So let me move it around X and as I told you initially, I will show you by what I started initially, how I started tackling this approach. What I did, I started with a, say, circle. Okay, let me scale it, go to edit mode. And what I did, I just scale it like this. By the way, don't get anxious why it is showing red, because of the face orientation. Okay, so just make it inside, correct it. Now, let me scale it a bit again. What I am trying to do is that I am trying to create some topology. Okay, so what kind of topology I am looking here for? As you can guess, this model has a this kind of shape, right? So I need to have this kind of circular cut, also the lower cut. So what I thought, okay, let me go to this kind of face. I will use the loop tool to create a circle. Okay, let me align it a little bit and maybe scale it to make it a bit bigger, and let me cut it. Okay, and then I thought, okay, let's select these faces. Okay, and maybe I can delete it. Okay, let's remove these edges, delete it, and with that thing done, let me extrude it along Z. And okay, by the way, before going to that, let me apply the grid fill to make it a solid thing. Let me offset it a little bit so that just align the topology. It looks nice and symmetric. And then let's select one of this circular thing. Okay, and just pressing Control and selecting it around this and extrude it around Z. Okay, now if I go to edge mode and select this edge, okay, done. Now I'll apply bevel. For bevel, what setting I am using? Let's say I want to use zero point 0.02 bevel and I don't want to distort the existing contour of the mesh. So I'll use profile shape as 1. At meter outer, I will use as arc, because that will help me later to create the topology. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is a big n-gon. It contains almost how many faces? Edges, 8 edges. So I will split it to kind of a quad topology. I will connect these two vertices, these two and these two. Okay, This is trees triangle, but you can easily convert it to quad by adding an edge loop here. Okay, not a big deal. This one you all can do it. Okay. For this one, I had to do this. I forgot to do it. Let's connect it. Okay, and let's do the same thing here. Now, with this approach, it has worked. Okay, it will do a shade smooth, and you will see that it is working fine. But notice one thing, that this thing got limited here, right? Because if I try to take this groove a bit inner, I will be facing problem, because all the loops, edge, vertex, that will become squeezed around the center, because this kind of circular topology had this kind of problem, that near the center the meshes actually merge. Okay, so what I will actually come to how to tackle this kind of model to create this shape, that will come at the end. For now, let's go to some other example of doing this similar thing, but where I can uh, have better control of this groove, this kind of groove. So let me do one thing. Let me move it along Y as a backup, and this time, instead of working with a circle, let me start with a plane. So plane, if I plane, I need to convert it to circle. I need to add some extra geometry. So I did a subdivision. Okay, and with that selected, let me convert it to a circle. Now, for any faces, it is better that we add some inset to have a nice boundary around it. And like for this small circle, I will create another circle here. Okay, let me increase the size a bit, and as this inner circle have a thickness to it, so what I will do, I will create an inset like this. Okay, so that thing done. Now what I'll do, I need to create the cut of it. You remember that for this kind of topology, as the vertices were merging in the center, it was creating unnecessary dense topology. It will not happen here. Okay, so what I can do, let me select this and create a circle like this. Okay, before that, let me keep a backup of it here, so that we don't spend time doing same thing again and again. Now if I do a circle, and let's go to top view and cut some topology out of it. Okay, okay, I have done it. Now I can delete these faces. And now what I can do, I can maybe what I can extrude it along Z. Okay, and let's select this thing again. Okay, I have selected all the face angles possible for it. I will apply the same bevel 0.02, I think, right? 0.02, maybe. Yeah, I think that was the right value I used. Okay. Okay, what happened? Why I see an vertex here? Let me see. Okay, see what happened. I'll tell you what happened. It is good that I had the face orientation enabled. What happened now? That with that larger bevel, it clipped through that edge. So how to avoid that? So when you press Ctrl B, there is an option to clamp overlap. If you do that, even if you increase that vertex too much, it will not clip through it. Okay, so better to always use that. Okay, otherwise we can just eyeball it. Okay, so that way also is a good. Now let me create the same topology here. By the way, I can also symmetrize it. So -x to +x. So mesh symmetrize -x to +x. so that I don't need to do it here again. See, the topology got created on the plus x-axis automatically. Now let me add a subdivision, and you can see that it is working fine. Okay, looks good. So I hope that you have learned how to create this kind of topology here. Okay, let's follow another thing. Let me show you. I don't know if you can observe it. Let me go to the bottom perspective. If you see, that is one problem that actually I want to show you. This circular face, if you see closely here, it was fine up to this. Then suddenly it become wider here. Okay. Again, this kind of thing will come up to your eyes if you are very precise, want your model to be very precise. Now, why that thing happened? I will explain that. If you remember in this step, okay, what I did, I converted it to a circle. But notice what the circle did. Let me do a undo and redo. Undo and redo. Now, with that step, you can notice, pay attention to this thing. Undo and redo. What is happening that this strip, it is getting wider here. And after the cut, as you are extruding this area, it is causing that problem. It is getting wider here. Okay, so you need to be mindful that if you are making this kind of thing, you need to such inner circle to be extruded out of your original mesh. Don't just blindly use the circle modifier to generate it. What you can do, fine, I will explain that. What I want, that this geometry to be intact. Okay, what I can do, I can actually do one thing. I can maybe remove all the vertices here, as verify that I have a 16 vertices here. Okay, so let me put cursor to selected, add a circle with 16 vertex. Okay, let me increase it thing like this, and maybe move it a bit down like this. Now let's connect the topology here. You remember I said that I use that F2 add-on. So this is F2 add-on is doing it. Now I'm just filling the face. Now what it has done, it has created me a nice topology. Now I need to use the knife to cut mesh out of it. Okay. Now let me show you what is the difference now. Now I can delete these faces. Okay. And if you see, this is done. This is done my job. Now let me create the same mesh that I did last time. Okay. Now let me select these and these, shift G, select face angle. Okay. And now I'll do a different approach. You remember last time I was connecting these two, then these, then this. Let's not do like that. That is time consuming. I will select all these vertices, press Ctrl V and connect vertex pair. And see, it has created a nice topology out of it. Isn't it a nice trick, right? So if you stay with me, I will show you many such nice tricks that will increase your productivity and efficiency. Okay, now let me do a subdivision, go to shade smooth, and then go to the back bottom orthography put, and you will see it looks perfect smooth now, right? Not like this one that is getting wider here. So understanding such thing is very, very crucial, very crucial. Okay, so yeah, that part is done. Now let's jump to the last section. So here let us try to take a different approach. Let me start, go back to the first thing what I we're doing using a circle. As I told you that I will be showing a different approach using circle. So let's see that. Okay. So I am starting with same 32 vertex. Let me move it along X. Okay. And scale it to a proportional size. Extrude is, sorry, I need to go to edit. For that, let me apply scale. Okay. And okay, let me correct the face normal. Okay. Now, if you remember, for this kind of mesh, we were creating a topology here, then I was cutting it out of here. But I said that I want to keep similar circular topology, but I want to take the circle deep where I want. So here I will show you how to do that. So with this center circle selected, what I will do straight away, I will move it, press G, move it along Y axis. Okay. Now pay some close attention what I am about to do now. If you remember, these were the extreme edge. Extreme these two are the opposite end of the circle's diameter. So what I will do, I will use a knife cut tool. By the way, I think I need to change my approach because cutting it is creating some duplicate vertices on top of it. So what I will do, just to save our time, let me increase the size a little bit so that these vertices doesn't overlap with each other. Then do it. Okay. So guys, now what I can do, I can select these edges. Okay. And what I will do next, okay, before that, yeah, let's do that first, then we'll see. Let me delete all this thing, delete it. And maybe I what I can do, you can see if I remove this, it will distort the curvature. Okay, so delete it, but I will uncheck the dissolve vertex so the curvature will remain. Okay, now what I will do, I will just connect it, and it has created one orphan vertex here. So let me dissolve it and create a nice boundary out of it. I will just perform insert again. Okay, you can see it has created a nice supporting loop around it, and I can say this is done. But no, it's not yet done. Why? Because I still need to create that uh, circular thing. But if you notice, this circular thing is becoming distorted here, right? So let's go step a bit back and select this circle first, then we will add the inset. Okay, this time I will add only one segment because I want to retain this kind of shape, this kind of nice circular shape. Okay, now we are good. What we can do, we can now perform the inset operation. But here if you notice, even though I create a circle, it is still distorting it. Why it is happening? Because I have edge rail unselected. If I select edge rail, it will say it will automatically connect and follow the edge loop. Note this. Okay, this is a very useful thing. Many blended user doesn't know this. Okay, and later they see that curvature doesn't work. Now, if you ignore it, what will happen when this plane will get extruded? Let me show this to you by example. Otherwise, you will tell that I have not shown you. Okay, so here are both the meshes present. I have duplicated in edit mode, so I can see it at the same time. Okay, how it happens. So what will happen, that I perform a inset as is. Okay, so let's say I am applying inset of 0.03 without edge rail, and for this mesh I'll perform a inset same value 0.03 but with edge rail on. Okay, now for both the thing, let's have same kind of thickness, and also at the same time let me select the same thing, uh, because that way side by side you can compare what I am going to show here, right? Okay, and similarly extrude it and go to edge mode, G face angle. So by default it has nicely selected all that thing. That is the beauty of having two mesh inside same object. This time I will increase the segment to 2. Okay, now like last time, control V, connect vertex pair. By the way, control V, connect vertex pair. Connect vertex pair. Now let me apply subdivision. Let me do a shade smooth and go to the bottom perspective. Now you will see in this case where I did the inset without edge rail, it has created distortion. Okay, but for this one I selected edge rail, then performed the inset, and it has maintained the nice boundary. Okay, so these are some very finer details that you need to be aware of when you are going to model anything. Okay, knowing this kind of secret will save you a lot of time when you are actually doing something serious work. Okay, so remember to have your foundation strong. Okay, so with that, yeah, I think it's time to close it. I hope if you have really learned something, I would expect some like, subscribe, share with your friends so that they also learn from my thing. And if you want to learn some other tutorial in my channel, though it is new, I have created some additional tutorial like modeling a screw, modeling a pocket radio. The links will be provided here. Please check it out. Till then, bye bye. Stay safe. Bye.